How's it going? It's Charles Botenston here, and we're going to be back at a topic that I get a lot. I get a lot of, why do you go on these seminars? Why do you go and read all these books? Like, you should see my room. I have, and I've sold most of them, or I've given most of them away. I have a bookshelf. I don't even think you can see it, yeah. So it's double the length of the screen of books I haven't read that I want to read. And I just keep on buying them. And I just go through and I give it away, or I put it out, or I sell it, or whatever. Obviously, I only sell the best sellers because everything else is only going to garner like a penny on Amazon or whatever. But why do I read? Why do I go to seminars? Why do I travel and listen to these people speak? And let me tell you something. I was an 81.9 average in high school. I was labeled an idiot. Then in college, I had a 2.9 GPA, barely got through college, graduated a semester late, had to take summer classes just to graduate. It was a mess. I read one book, probably in my whole high school career, from front to end. Seriously. Magazines, didn't really like it. What did I like in high school? Probably read golf magazines because I caddied for 7 years. I played a lot of golf, hockey, baseball. I'm just thinking of the things that I like to do. I did not read at all. College, didn't read, read less, didn't study at all. You really have to try. I really went full in at 2.9 GPA. Just full in, I'm gonna not be good. One book changed my life, and it was, I literally looked at my life. I remember this. I'm sitting there, I'm on Jackson Street in York, Pennsylvania, on the second floor in my bedroom. It was a mess. And I'm a senior, and I just stopped playing rugby because I hurt my leg and a bunch of other things, and 2 concussions in my hand and things like that. And I just remember looking at my life, and I saw my brother. He was doing really well at Deutsche Bank. My sister at the time, she was at Morgan Stanley. She was doing really well. And I noticed that I didn't want to be that child. And I know people were concerned, but I never knew why they were concerned. Why are you concerned about my future? They're like, well, you're not going to play a sport for a living. You're not going to become an author because you could barely read. And you suck at school, so you're going to have to find something out. And I remember just going through that. You ever have that epiphany? Like, say someone's overweight, and then someone says something like, or say you're a woman and they say, oh, when do you do? And you're not due. Or as a guy, they'll say a comment, or they'll give you something like, oh, here's an apple, maybe you should eat it. And then at that moment, you just say, that's enough. That's enough. I've had enough of this bullshit. And that's really what it comes down to. Is I'm done. I am done. Whatever bad habits I've had in the area that I need to improve, I'm going to improve. And mine was my intelligence. Mine was my learning, my seeing that I'm way better than what I was being. So I read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and that just blew my mind away. I'm like, I started using people's names a lot. I started just being a nicer guy. I started giving more. I started having an abundance mentality. And that just changed I'm like, that was the moment that I said there's an actual process to be successful. When someone says, that person had it lucky, that person had it easy, look at that one opportunity. Yeah, they also took advantage of it. Like someone that has the audacity to go to American Idol, audition in front of the judges, who is not easy, they say yes. You then go from judges to LA, you do in front of an audience, and like that, when someone's like, oh, they were discovered. No, dude, they were practicing for years They had the audacity, they had the cojones to do what they did, and they were chosen because they were good, not because they were lucky or they were discovered. They took the steps to do it. And when I read that book, I noticed there is a process to becoming successful. There's an actual, just a step-by-step in whatever you want to do, and it is so cheap. Are you kidding me? You go on YouTube, I'm doing this video for free. I'm taking up my time because I value my time more importantly than money, and I just did a video on that. Time is way more important to me, and I'm doing this because I want you to, instead of you hitting your head like I did, I want you to be like, dude, just do a quantum leap, dude, do another quantum leap. You don't have to do what I did, which was read all of these books. So, in other words, all these people, Earl Nightingale, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, they read books from the 30s, from Dale Carnegie, who wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie interviewed the top minds at the time. He put it into a book, which was read by Jim Rohn, which was then read by all the people that I read now. And now I'm literally, the level for success used to be this. Now, because we've shortened it, all you have to do is once you do this, it's extremely hard, but it is very focused. If you do this every single day, you will be successful. And you know what? I look at success as something that you feel you're successful regardless where you are. You know, I was at a wedding and this girl across from me, my buddy's wife, goes, I don't even know how we got on it. I think we were just talking about the company, my real estate company, and she goes, we're talking about, I said, I don't feel successful. I want to do more. Like my worst enemy is myself. My worst enemy is like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you could do better. You could do better. Do better. And she's like, trust me. And she actually she was going to get into an argument to convince me that I'm successful. But in my mind, I didn't feel that I was successful at the time. So I've trained my mind, regardless of where I am. Dude, just look at your life. And I'm not even saying look at me in the success level, but look at yourself and appreciate the things that you've done. Because if you don't do that, A, you feel like crap. Seriously, not like feel like crap like you're sick, but you feel, I walked around the last 2 weeks in a daze, probably 3 weeks, and just my eyes glazed over, just like, and I just wasted all this time. And it's like every single day, there's things that I need to do. One is appreciate my life. Two is look at the things that I've done and where I've gone, regardless of how little it is. And where you want to go, you have to appreciate it. So going back to the original topic, which is why I read, why I go on seminars. So I mentioned time is my most important aspect of my life, way more important than money. Family is second. Money's probably a distant, I know money will come. And it's like, I'll just figure it out. I'm not against making tons of money. I know I want to make tons of money, but I don't want to look at it as a goal. So there was a quote I said in the last video. In 5 years from now, you will be 5 years older. Accept the books you read and the experiences you have. And that's exactly why I go on seminars. I travel to hear people speak. I read so many books, is because I will age. And when you age, people say, oh, he's wiser. Well, I want to read from people that aged, wrote about it, and gave me the opportunity to read it, so I don't have to figure it out at 50 years old. I can figure it out at 35 years old. Or if I'm 35, figure it out by 40. Whatever my goal is at that time. Figure it out by 40 instead of 50 years old. What I'm saying is that you can make a quantum leap in whatever industry you want to do. Fitness, health, sales, real estate, which I'm in, Whatever area you want to make that quantum leap in, someone way smarter than us has written a book for you to read that literally spelled out what that person did and why they're successful. And it's unbelievable that people just walk into a bookstore, buy a book, and just let it sit there and collect dust. Dude, read that book. If you read that book, you will, like people complain, I want to be wealthier. All right, dude. So start reading books on how to become wealthier. Read personal finance books. Read about investing. Read about, if you want to make more money, go online and say, how do I make more money? Once you start reading it, you'll start qualifying the information on who the author is. Okay? I can easily look at a YouTube video and find out immediately if that person, if I want to spend the time to watch that person talk about whatever subject that person's talking about. So if they're talking about automobiles, and I want to learn about automobiles, whether that's designing them, buying, building, I don't know. You look at the video and you say, oh, okay, this person has designed an automobile, or this person has built a successful juicing company. Juicing as in health food juicing, not like steroids juicing. And you look at that and you say, oh, okay, instead of going out and starting the company, why don't I just do a little bit of research and then start the company? Because now I know the problems, concerns, issues, faults that this person did, and they said avoid this. All right, so I want to become a published author. Jack Canfield, who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul series, he also wrote an incredible book called Success Principles. If you don't read the Success Principles, I don't know what you're doing. Success Principles is by far one of the best books I've read in my life. The guy is unbelievable as my hair is, whatever, who cares? So he wrote a book, or it's actually an audio series on how to publish a book successfully. How to write it, how to market it, how to publish it, the timing, everything. He has literally published hundreds of books. Do you think before I start writing or publishing that book, I'm not going to delve right into that? Why would I start writing a book, do it wrong, and then publish it, and I have my name to it? Dude, read about that. Read the faults. Here are the faults that he went through in the hundreds of books that he's written. Learn from it, and then you do it. So that's why I become a better person. I succeed a lot quicker because other people have done it and are telling me how to do it. I think it's dumb. I think you are stupid if you don't read, attend seminars, if you don't better yourself. And I'm not talking about reading a newspaper. That's garbage. And I'm not talking about reading or watching news. That is trash. I haven't watched a news program in 2 years. I haven't read a newspaper, especially a crappy newspaper like the New York Post or the Daily News or Newsday. That day's like blood and gore and deaths and diseases. And listen, what is that going to do for me? And it sounds bad, but they're like, this person died of a car accident. It's an epidemic. It is an epidemic. And it's like, I've known people that have died in car accidents. And it's like, whoever's fault it is, it's like, that person can control it. Like, yeah, if you boil it down, yes, maybe. Like the speed, maybe I shouldn't go driving because it's a storm or whatever. But if you boil it down, it's like you read the story. It's negative. It's not going to do anything for you. And they make it an epidemic, and then you're worrying about it. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. And it's like, no, dude, feed your mind with positive things. Feed your mind with books that are going to make you a better negotiator, marketer, social media, fitter, wealthier, whatever you want to read about, whatever is lacking in your area. That's why. One, I was an idiot growing up. I was told by the system I was dumb. But the funny thing is, I was street smart. I had a sales job pretty much throughout my entire career. And you know what's funny is that we're all salespeople. We sell our ideas to our boss. We sell our ideas to our kids. We sell where we're going tonight to our friends, let alone actually selling a product or a service to someone else. We sell ourselves on a date. We sell ourselves on an interview. We're selling all day long. And that boils down to confidence. And the thing is, if you're not confident when you try and sell someone, and it's not, people don't like the term selling, but it's selling. When you're at an interview, what is it? Are you selling yourself? No. I'm going to be able to get this job done. Say you really want that job. You really want that position. You really want that price on an automobile or an office space or on a house. You sell them why that price is important to them. I have the best financials. I'll put my board package together quicker. And this is New York City real estate. So listen, you need to read. You need to read. If you're not reading in the book, The Slight Edge, if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no way that you can do this. You know why? Because someone like myself is out there doing better. Where it looks like I'm just going like this, you're really going like this if you're not reading, attending seminars, getting healthier, eating better, running, feeding your mind with books. And I'm not talking about, listen, even if you like, I don't like fiction books, but there's a lot of people that do. Books in general, especially fiction books, creativity, builds a world around what they want. Like if you like dragons or sorcerers or whatever that book is with that guy in the broom. It was pretty big by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter. Wow, that's embarrassing. If you like that, I'm not saying don't read it. I'm saying whatever you like, read it. But avoid television, and especially CNBC, MSNBC, Fox. It doesn't matter, politics. Avoid politics. Politics is not going to do anything. Unless you're doing something about it, avoid it. It's a waste of your time. Brings you down. Then you get to bitch about it. You're able to gossip with your... It's garbage. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Stop it right now. Number 2, newspapers, eliminate all of them. Even the Wall Street Journal. Read it, browse it, but don't have that as your end-all be-all. Read it so you have it for your job, you need it for your clients, but don't have it as your source to get better. It's a good source so you get better in your job and you're knowledgeable, but it's not your source when it comes to being a better manager. Leadership, public speaking, which we're all going to have to do at one time. We're a manager of our kids, we're leading our kids, we're public speaking in front of our kids or a table. You have to know storytelling and things like that. So listen, why I read is because I look at my time, I'm already going to age. I'm going to get older. Why not get smarter? And it's also, you know how I talked about bodybuilders, I think, before, is that they make up for being picked on. So they're usually, bodybuilders are a little bit shorter, they were scrawny, and they have like the side-by-side on, this is me in 8th grade, this is me now, which is this big, massive brick of stone. And they were picked on, so they made up for it. I was an idiot, according to the system. According to the system, I was an idiot. Now that I'm older, that's what I'm making up. I'm making up for it. I have books everywhere I'm reading. So you have to read. You have to do it. You're not going to get better. You're not going to become the person that you want to become if you don't read, if you don't attend seminars, if you don't better yourself every single day. Anyway, Charles Botensten here. Subscribe. I do a video every single weekday, even though I did not do one yesterday. I apologize to my 1 subscriber. I literally have 1 subscriber right now. Anyway, until the next video, hopefully this was all zoomed in.